I used my Apple Watch to get extremely shredded and fit so I could finally get a girlfriend.
Hey, aren't you still single?
My Apple Watch has helped me gain over 6 pounds of lean muscle mass and lose a ton of body fat. Today, I'm going to share all the apps that I use to stay fit and how the Apple Watch has changed my life. Now, the first step is actually working out. So finding a way where I can get my workouts on my Apple Watch and I don't have to think about them. I just show up to the gym. I know how long I'm dedicating. Maybe it's 3 times a week, an hour. I follow the workout from my Apple Watch and then I go home. Consistency, adherence are the most important things to changing your body, and having a tool that can help you do that is extremely powerful. If you can do it with a notebook and a friend, great, but I love having the workout directly on my wrist so that way I don't have to bring my phone, I don't have to think about it. And there are 3 apps that I've used in the past that are really good. All very similar, slightly different, but all amazing. And they integrate with the Apple Watch. 1 is Future, 2 is Fitify, and 3 is Copilot. All 3 of these apps use an actual human trainer who will write workouts for you, and they get sent to an app which then shows the workout on your Apple Watch. So you can just do the workout, hit next, or it automatically count your reps, and it just takes you to the next thing. And if you just have an app where you're like, all right, I can commit to working out 5 times a week for 45 minutes. This is the equipment available to me. You have a real person write those workouts. It goes on your Apple Watch. Then you show up to the gym every day. You're like, all right, I know I'm gonna show up to the gym. I don't know what the workout is, but the watch will guide me through. I just tap next, boom, boom, boom. That becomes seamless and effortless to actually getting your workouts done. There are apps like Strong and Heavy, which you can manually input your own workouts. And that's a great way too. If you're someone who's willing to dedicate the time week over week to put your workouts in your phone and then have it show up on your watch, that works too. But I'm the type of person where I'm willing to pay, that $150 a month to take the effort out of actually writing a workout. I've never been more consistent in my life when I've used these apps, and my friends have thought the same thing. Now, strength training is not the only type of fitness out there.
What?
I also love to do a lot of cardiovascular training, whether it's VO2 max training, zone 2 training, or even just general HIIT stuff, or anything that's going to get my heart pumping, sitting in the sauna. But when it comes to doing very specific heart rate based training, I like to get a metabolic test on a metabolic cart, get my actual zone 2 and create manual heart rate zones on my Apple Watch. And then I can do a cardiovascular training based on my heart rate zone. My option B to that is doing a cardiovascular workout at conversational pace. So a little bit harder where you're kind of breathing, but you can still have a conversation with someone. That's the technology free way. But I love to incorporate strength training with cardiovascular. And I've found if I'm doing those 2 components plus 1 more, I tend to stay generally fit.
My roommate Colt just signed up for his very first marathon, and he always says how he does not have the right tools for it. So I called in some friends.
I wanted to buy an Ultra 2.
What? Sure. What are you talking
The next part of this video is brought to you by Momentous. Momentous is some of the best nutrition and highest quality supplements on the market. You've seen me increase my testosterone using their hormone stack, and I also use their vitamin D, omega-3, protein, and more on a daily basis. I think Momentous is amazing, and I trust them because they're independently certified, curated by world-class experts, and backed by science. Today, Momentous is going to help me surprise my roommate Colt with a brand new running watch and some supplements too. So if you ever need to buy high-quality supplements, click the link in my description. Use code Shervin for 15% off your order.
What is this? I don't know what to do with myself.
All thanks to Momentous.
Thank you, Momentous. Are you for serious? Why are you doing this, bro? Ah, man, I really want like a Porsche, dude. Bro, look what Shervin just bought me.
We know you're running the London Marathon, so we gotta make sure you're fully equipped.
Hey! It's not even my birthday yet. Feels like my birthday, though.
With some protein and recovery, thanks to Momentous.
I gotta give you another hug. That's so unexpected.
Thank you, Momentous, for sponsoring this video and hooking up my roommate.
So what's that third segment? And that is walking. I actually found that because I live in New York City and I walk a lot, I tend to regulate my body weight a lot more. When I used to live in a city where I would drive places, I started to gain weight a lot faster. So hitting a steps goal has become really important to me. I try to hit 15 to 20,000 steps on average. If we go to the year, you can see my average steps for this past year was 18,000 steps. I've realized that if I get this base amount of steps, I'm generally burning a baseline of calories that helps my body stay somewhat more fit than normal. So get my strength workouts in, do my general cardiovascular stuff, and try to hit a minimum steps threshold. And I didn't start all these at once. You slowly add one at a time. Once it becomes a habit, it's automatic. then you can add the next one. Fourth is nutrition. I want to make sure that I'm not eating too much and not eating too little, because there are multiple factors, not just working out, but things like NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which means you're burning calories not from exercise. I'm a big twitcher, I think it is, but when I'm sitting down, my legs are going like this, I move around, I can't sit still, so I'm burning a lot of calories just doing these little things that aren't measured as well. So the best way to get an overall sense of like, am I eating enough or too little calories, is seeing general weight trends over time. And you can use a cheap body fat scale at home. It doesn't even need to be smart, because now you can use Siri and be like,
Siri, log my body weight as 211 pounds.
and it will automatically do that. And what's cool with the Apple Watch for the calories piece is you can see I burned approximately 1,400 calories today. This can automatically be pulled from Apple Health into apps like MyFitnessPal to track the meals that I eat, and it'll get kind of the overall general macros, as well as take the calories burned information from my Apple Watch and put it up against all the food that I've eaten to make sure I'm kind of like either above or below whatever that trend is. If you want to know how accurate calorie counters are on fitness trackers, make sure to watch that video. I've done it in the past. Take it all with a grain of salt, but it can be valuable and helpful to be like, hi, I worked out twice as much as normal today. Maybe I do need to eat a little bit more. So having these two kinds of apps that can track your overall general calories can be helpful. That is a little bit more of time effort. What I like to do is say, hey, I need to have 200 grams of protein per day. Let's kind of calculate in my head, am I getting enough? And do we have kind of our staple meals that are gonna help me get to that 200 grams, and just rinse and repeat those meals every day. Wait. Remember to follow me on Instagram, X, Strava, all the social medias at ShervinShares. Because like, if we're not friends online, are we really friends? Turn on notifications, subscribe down below as well. And if you do plan to use any of these apps or devices, they will be linked down below. If you click those, it's at no cost to you, and it helps support the channel so we can keep making videos like this. Sometimes there's a discount, so take full advantage. And the fifth and final step is sleep. Too many people forget that sleep and recovery are critical to becoming shredded, fit, right? You can work out extremely hard, but if you're not sleeping well, if you're not getting enough hours of sleep, you're not getting the right quality sleep, you're going to struggle to increase your muscle mass, you're going to struggle to burn fat. And the way I do that is actually you want to go into the clock app, and you can go to alarms, and if it says no alarm, you want to set up a sleep mode in Apple Health. So you can tap set up here, and you want to edit your schedule, whatever that might be, for the approximate number of hours. Have your bedtime, your wake up time. You don't need an alarm, but you do need to set your sleep times. You can turn the alarm on and off. 14 hours is a lot. Maybe we'd aim for 10 hours or 8.5. Then you can automatically turn on sleep focus, which will turn off notifications. It dims your Apple Watch screen even more. And you can have like a 45-minute or hour-long wind down window, which also helps turn off a lot more notifications. This way I can track overall sleep trends, and I can see how much time have I been spending asleep over the past week, the month. Right now I'm averaging, a good 9.5 hours. You can see time zone changes right here. Because it's very easy to be like, yeah, I'm getting good sleep, or no, I'm not getting good sleep. But once you actually see the data, it's really helpful to guide me to be like, oh, actually this past week, we've been trending in a wrong direction for sleep. So on the Apple Watch, let's go to the sleep app. This is my favorite feature. If you scroll down, you can see how much you slept last night, your sleep stages. I don't look at that information, but last week we were grinding. We were working hard. We were at a conference and my sleep duration was 6 hours. Now, the last 7 days, 9 hours. That's much, much better. So last week I probably wasn't doing extremely bad things to my body, but being able to see that trend, all right, I'm doing a good job now. I'm being intelligent about my sleep duration. So that's really important, is can I be mindful about getting enough sleep? Following these standard principles, using my Apple Watch as a tool to make everything effortless, and not over obsessing about the data, because you can over obsess and that can actually drive you in the wrong direction. But I found if I follow these foundational pillars, right, make my workouts effortless, have someone else write them for me, just show up, hit go, tap next, next, next. 2, get my nutrition in check, make sure I'm eating the right amount that I need for my specific goals. And 3, getting enough sleep. I don't need to worry about the sleep stages, but overall trends of sleep, am I in the right direction? And there are times where work becomes a bigger priority and I let some of these things slide. But when I do have specific goals I'm chasing after, once I set those 3 things in place, they tend to come to fruition. Since you enjoyed this video, go watch all my Apple Watch videos where I'm testing the calorie burn, I'm testing the sleep tracking. They'll be linked right here.